Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live broadcast of Booze Chatter. We're up to episode 18. I know it's been a month and a bit, but I kind of had to work on a few things, and I've kind of been busy. I've been really busy. It's been quite an adventurous time. And so right now I have got a few things I want to talk about. So first of all, the usual, got to have a beer. Today's beer, I have to thank Kevin. Now Kevin knows who he is. He actually brought up this beer from the States, and honestly, I am quite impressed that he brought this beer for me. So, what beer do we have here? Well, out of Pennsylvania, I do believe, PA. I failed social studies a lot. That, and there's so many damn states down the States that I can't keep track of them all, but I try. I honestly try. I have from Victory Brewing and Downingtown, Pennsylvania. We've got the Hop Devil. Yep, the Hop Devil. This has not made its way up to Canada yet, but it's on its way. I brought this up for me. It is enjoyed by April 19th, 2016. Well, I've got 3 more days before this is not enjoyable. So let's pop her open and see how it is, shall we? I got it. I got my good glass. Wow, for an IPA, that's a little darker than I expected. Smell it though. Holy mackerel. That smells good. All right. Give me a second here. There's some watermarks on there. All right. So, as you see, it is a copper color, clear, so it is filtered. We got about 1 finger of head. See that one right there? Yeah, that's my finger. We pretty much have a nice looking beer. So let's take a smell and see how it is, shall we? Kind of have a piney sort of smell. Got the hops, but it's got a sweet aftertone as well. Not bad. That actually smells quite decent. And for the people who know me, I'm not an IPA fan, but I'm becoming to be a very good IPA fan, and I actually am enjoying being the IPAs that are really well made. So, cheers. Let's see how this is, shall we? Get an earthy tone. Hops are there, but they're not overpowering. And they do stay on the back of your tongue a bit. They're actually pretty decent. I actually really like this. It's not a heavy one, but I don't get a sweet taste. I do get sort of a bitter taste, like the hoppy earthiness. But yeah, actually that's nice and good. Easy drinking too. So that's gonna be coming up to Canada, I think, in the next couple of months. And I'm kind of glad I got to try it, because I actually would buy this a little bit more. And this comes in at 6.7%. So it's actually a decent beer. It's actually got some good legs to it. You don't taste them. You taste everything else, and it's actually quite decent. So yeah, not bad at all. So what do I have coming up? For the people who have been seeing my page, this is the time of year where I pimp the hell out of the Calgary Beer Fest. Now, the reason for that is that the guys over at Alberta Beer Fest are really great, and they actually throw together one of the bigger beer fests around. I went to their launch party a little while ago, and I do have a link. Well, I do have a review of the launch party. Excuse me, let's get a little bit of gas to it. It was actually a lot of fun. Going there, people knowing who I am was something else. I don't feel that a lot of people see my stuff, but apparently they do, and that's quite all right. It's actually humbling in a sense. So there's also, that's coming up in 3 weeks, and it's a 2-day event. The price is pretty good, but you have to bring a little bit of extra cash because you have to spend a fair amount of money to have these samples. And it's $40 for 40 tickets, and usually it's between 3 to 5 tickets per vendor that you have a 4-ounce shot. So it's about $3 to $5 for a 4-ounce shot, which is okay. And I mean, these guys come out and they bring some stuff. And if you do a VIP, I have to say you have an hour extra to do stuff. You actually get to try the casks that are there because they're for the VIPs. So they have special one-ups just for the VIPs. You get a bunch of extra swag. Well, a couple of extra swags. Lanyard, whatever else. My lanyards are up there, so you can't quite see them in the frame shot. And it's actually a lot of fun because there's not a lot of VIPs that go, or not a lot of people that get the VIP pass. So you actually have a more controlled environment, which is quite nice. Just for an hour though, and then after that, people come rushing in, and you've got yourself a little bit of chaos. But it's good chaos. There is usually, oh God, a ton. Absolute ton of vendors. Now let me just pull this up here. So we've got, well, I know we got a lot of local vendors. So Big Rock shows up, Last Best, Boiling Ore should be there. They're actually brand new. There's another one that's talking. Wells Brewing is showing up. They're not going to bring any beer, but they're just trying to get themselves established in Calgary. These guys are actually, if they get themselves going, seems like they've got a solid groundwork, but unfortunately they don't have any place to go right now. They don't have anywhere to brew, but they're getting all the other stuff. They've got the name, they've got what they want, and they know how to do it. Kind of like how I started off 3 years ago. I'm still not quite sure what I'm doing, but that's a different story altogether. So let's see. I know it's around here somewhere. So let's look under Calgary Beer Fest. But you also have food vendors. You've got entertainment. You've got all sorts of different things going on there. But yeah, you also have classes to sort of cooking with beer, or Olds College puts on a thing of what they do and how they do it. I know that UConn did something a few years ago, and I think they're doing something again this year for their stuff. But I mean, okay, this list is huge. So you have places like Lucky Bastard Distillers. You have places like, I'm just looking over different things, Steel and Oak from out of BC, Dandy Brewing. You have Park Distillery, Well Brewing, Eau Claire Distillery, and they make a good vodka. I've tried their vodka, and it's actually decent, and I'm not a vodka fan. Category 12, which I've got some news for that, but I'll explain that in a bit. Bomber Brewing, Boiling Ore, as I said, Big Surf Beer. If you like your macro beers or your very subtle beers, that's a good place to go, even though it's not an international beer fest. Well, craft beer. I don't consider it. Federation of Beer, they just came out with a red ale, and it's actually decent. So that's their 4th in their series, and it was actually brewed at Smaltz. So Smaltz actually has some decent things that they do. This is just some of the list. Like, I'm looking over this, and there's 3 columns of about 35 to 40 breweries and stuff each. So we got, there's a fair bit. There's over 100. But as I said, there's a lot of things. So if you ever want to check it out, by all means, go to albertabeerfestivals.com. Go click on Calgary or Edmonton, because Edmonton's in 5 weeks, and see what they have coming up. It definitely is worth it. And this is where I'm going to pimp out my code. So folks, booze15, BOOZE, all in capitals, 15. If you go to the Alberta Beer Festivals and want to buy tickets, put that promo code in. You get 15% off the tickets, which is, if you buy 2 VIP passes, is 6 tickets, 6 drink tickets you can get because you save that much money. So there's my pimping for the day. Sorry, guys, I have to do that. I'm actually trying to reach a goal of at least 30 people using my code. I had 17 last year. I want to reach a goal of 30 people using my code. I can't help it. I actually enjoy doing this, and I know a lot of people, they're humming and hawing over it. This is definitely a worthwhile thing. If you like your craft beer, go check it out. It's something that you really would like to see. What else is there? And talking to the people too. What else is there? Oh, an event I went to. Well, I already said I went to the events for the launch party for this. And again, the person that created the rail yard red ale logo, really nice, really super nice person. She actually let me take her picture, and she's enjoying her 15 minutes of fame. So if you ever see her around, I've got a picture of her. I think congratulate her. She did a really good job, and honestly, worthwhile to see. From there, last week, or I guess Thursday, I actually went to a launch party. I bet you can't guess which launch party I went to. That's right, it's a Brew Brothers. It was Brew Brothers launch party. They're doing a tour, and it's actually really cool because these guys, if you've seen one of my videos, I did the Cranog one, and I've got 3 more on backlog that I have to edit. They do it sort of like a rock and roll style. So Parallel 49 teams up with a lot of local BC breweries, and there's over 100 of them. So they choose 12 breweries. They did this last year, so they've now gone through 24 breweries, and they've done a collaboration with them. This year, I was excited because they did Cranog. I don't get Cranog out here. I have to go and buy party pigs just to bring the stuff back here so I can enjoy it for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Well, yeah, pretty much. Then they do stuff like Cannery, Steel and Oak was in there, and a few other places. As you've seen by my first video, there's a lot of things, and I tried a few of these beers. I also tried, I tried a couple more when I was at this launch party. I couldn't have a lot. I only had a limited amount of time. And it was great because I actually got to try some ones that were up in the 8%, and they didn't taste like it. I will do reviews on them. Comfortably Numb was one of them, and the other one was Run to the Hills. Gee, it's amazing what I can remember when it comes down to song names, but I can't remember my own names some days. They actually are amazing. God, those beers were really good, and I've heard some other ones really good, and I want to try them. I've got one that I've got to review after this. So this is going to be my second beer of the day. And then I'm going to be doing a filming of the fifth one. Hence why I'm wearing this shirt. Spoiler alert. So yeah, that was an amazing party. Put on by Parallel 49, 49th Parallel, the brewing company. Parallel 49, the marketing and shipping company. Don't ever get those two mixed up. Trust me, it's not easy. Midtown, and that's the second time I've been to Midtown, and those guys are amazing. Seriously, again, thank you. Thank you for that. And pretty much Tools are, I think Tool Show was there. I know that the guys from Wells Brewing was there. Well, one of the guys from Wells Brewing was there. And one of the workers that works down at the liquor store that is coming together and doing the, it's the Canada Craft Club that's just come on. It's a beer club. Their liquor store is pretty much sponsoring it, and they're actually starting to get a little bit better with their stuff. And I'm glad these two came together. But I've yet to talk to Jake. Jake, I told you to get a hold of me. I have to reach out to you again. Anyways, but those guys were there. I missed some of the other reviewers. They were said they might be there and they'd give a shout out, but they shouted out after the fact I left. Next time, guys. Next time. You just don't want to meet me. I get it. I get it. But yeah, I got to meet some of the guys there and guys and gals there, and it was amazing. Like, I was by myself for a bit, tweeted out, someone tweeted back, "We're here. This is where we're at." And they're like 5 feet away from me. So I went and joined them for the last little bit I was there before I had to leave. It was a lot of fun. I actually got to do and talk to some great people there. I have to admit, I love this city for craft beer and the people around that do craft beers and promote it and do all sorts of stuff, because that's just amazing. I hate the tax system, and I always will. Until that drops, you'll not hear me stop bitching about it. But yeah, we've got a lot of new breweries coming out, as you've heard. There's about 8 of them. Half of them I haven't heard about. So these guys are probably going to be at the Beer Fest as well, hopefully. Iceberg Float is another place that's going to be at the Beer Fest, and I'm so glad because I've missed those guys. I want to sit down and talk to them. It's been a while. They've got new product coming out too. So if you remember Iceberg Float, it was a bucket that you freeze and you put inside your beer, and it's a vodka slushy or a vodka flavored lime ice thing that you put in your beer, and it actually, I guess, it kind of helps the beer out a bit. Pardon me again, but they've got a new one where it's a squeezable drink. Like, you squeeze it to drink it. It's like a sort of like a little frosty thing. So I'm willing to try. I want to try that. I'm actually excited to see if that comes to Calgary and give that a shot. Probably review it too. It might be a short review. And yeah, there's that. As well, there's the 100th episode. I really have to apologize with you guys. I'm up to 104 now, 105. I'm almost at 110. And I have yet to film the 100th episode. I've got one person that sent me his stuff. Yes, I'm doing something that involves a lot of people. And I've just got to get everybody else together. I was looking to do it today, but that didn't happen because I couldn't get everyone together. So I was going to do it in 2 weeks. However, I'm going to be busy in 2 weeks. This geek needs to go to his comic expo. I take 4 days off. I actually don't do anything else, and I spend 4 days at the comic expo. And by day 4, I am so exhausted and tired, but it's a lot of fun to go to. So yeah, I've got that coming up. I will try and see if I get some footage on that, but I won't be posting it unless I'm drinking. Hey, there we go. Hey, there we go as well. Maybe I should use my first aid flask. And then get kicked out for the rest of the thing when I get caught. But I've got the Comic Expo coming up. And then Friday night, I'm so excited about this. This is not quite beer related, but it's going to be at a bar, so Cowboy, so it's beer related. I am actually going to be seeing Rock Sugar live. Now, for the people who don't know who Rock Sugar is, Jess Harnell. That's voice actor that you may recognize as Jess Harnell is a lead singer for the group. He's done stuff like Animaniacs, Transformers, Sophie the Princess. I can't remember exactly what it is, and many other things. And I finally get to see his band after 5 years of waiting. Trust me, I've been waiting this long to finally see them live, and I'm really excited about that. That is a really decent beer. Not too cloudy either. I've also got, so I'm looking at possibly filming May 14th for that, for our 100th episode. Hopefully that works out, because if it does, it'd be really good. And then I will try to get it out for the end of May. So it's going to be delayed some more. I'm really sorry, guys. I want to make this a big deal. Like, this 100th episode means a lot to me. Who knows? I might have this out before the 200th episode, where I have to plan for as well. But I can't help it. I entertain. It's what I do. It's what I do. And I've got some beers. Oh, do I have some beers? I found another one, and I was going to do a review by myself, but I can't do it by myself because it's like drinking a 650 milliliter bottle of wine, except there's more alcohol in there than a bottle of wine. It's 17.4% ABV beer. It is the Molotov cocktail heavy. You know, we've done the Molotov cocktail. I haven't done the light, but I've done the regular one. And yeah, the heavy 17.4. It's going to kick our asses. It totally is. But I'm willing to share it with people. If you missed out, we also did an unboxing, or I did an unboxing. And Jordan, I still hate you. There is a beer that is never going to go onto my shelf for my cooler shelf, or I guess my God, I can't even think right now. It is my shelf for aging beers, and my fridge as well. It will never go there. That's the one that's sitting on that table. That's Axe Head. Now, I've been trying to get a tour with them, and I mock these guys, and I bug them, and I shit talk them a lot. A lot of people do. Minhas is one of those breweries that does the lagers or these shitty beers, but they make a lot of money doing it. So they do Boxer, Axe Head, they do Mountain Crest. Even though they say it's Mountain Crest, it's still Minhas. It's one of those breweries that people mock, like Budweiser, Coors, Molson, because they're macro breweries. And they're up there in the things, and they're cheap. They're dirt fucking cheap when it comes to their beers. But I would love to do a tour just to see what it's like and see their process and see how it is different from an actual craft brewery. I apologize to Minhas for me slagging on them. Their beers are not my personal taste, never have been, never will be. But, and I say this with a big but, I still want to do the tour because of the fact that it is a brewery, it is in Calgary, and it is something I wouldn't mind seeing because of the fact that these guys actually make a decent living. It's one of two breweries, granted. The other one's down in the States. So that's probably where they're making most of their money, because a lot of people in the States do like their cheap beers. Granted, they do like their cheap beers up here. One guy and I were sitting in the craft beer market, and we were talking, and we're right in front of the macro taps, and all we kept seeing was these Coors Lights and Molson Canadians being poured, Budweisers. And we kind of wondered, but it's their own personal preference. That's fine. It's not my personal preference. I like my craft beers. I really do. Always have, always will. But I want to tour the Minhas just to see what it's like. Yeah, I slag on them a lot. I bug them a lot. But at the same point in time, to see what they do would be absolutely amazing. I heard their pizza's really good too, so that's a start. Maybe I should check out their pizza first just to get a good idea of what they're like. I've also got one other thing coming up before I get into the big, I guess, rant I'm coming up with, or what the fuck, I guess I could say. I'm going to be actually heading out to BC. I'm going to be checking out one brewery and one brewery only, because I'm really curious of them. The other time I'm out there to help out family. But I really want to get this one brewery because I don't know when the next time I have this chance is, and I want to see how these guys are. I will be going out to Victoria in June, and like I said, I'll be helping out my parents because that's what family does. But I'm going to be checking out Category 12. Now, Category 12 has been coming around a lot in Alberta. They're really good, really, really good beers. These guys have a decent following. Their beers are actually really well made. And, excuse me, I can't quite get over how many people actually enjoy them. I'm one of them. Now, I also found out that one of the owners is my dentist's son. So I want to meet him just to say, hey, how you doing? This is what your father did to me. But that's just me. So Category 12 is actually one of those higher, those ones that have come around quite a bit. And I would love to do a tour of their establishment. I'm getting that all set up. And I actually may go out for lunch at another place, not beer related, but it is cider related. And I'm going to check out Seasider because I've had their stuff. They're expensive as hell, but they're really good. So I want to find out what their process is. But that's all if I have time, because first and foremost is what I'm out there for. So, but Category 12, I really want to do for sure. Aside from that, that's pretty much what I have coming up. I've got a lot of different reviews coming up. I'm trying to finish off the 12-pack of the Brew Brothers. My Booze by the Barbecue series is still going strong because of the fact that it is barbecue season and I love to barbecue. There's one coming out later on today because I haven't gone to my phone and uploaded it. I did that yesterday. I've got another one that I'll be doing tonight because I've got stuff marinating in the fridge. And so I've got to figure out what beer I'm going to have with that one. And it's not going to be that fucking next one. Just saying. That one's going to be a special review. So I want to talk about one thing here. And I'm kind of scared about this. And I'm kind of glad there's only 8 days left in the crowdfunding. But I want to ask a question to the, what is it? Oh, there's 7 days left in the crowdfunding. And I kind of want to ask a question to the 56 people that are backing it. My question to you is, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God. Okay. I've heard some strange beers. Stag semen. Strange. Very strange. I've heard that there was horse semen shots that these guys did with apple. I've heard of beard beer, and we reviewed it, and that was actually strange, but good. But this one is one for the record books. Now, it's been all over the news. It's been all over the beer world, and I'm just getting to it now. I did post something about it when it first came out 20 some odd days ago. But now I really, 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 really want to sort of go, what the fuck is wrong with you 56 people? So far, 1,547 euros have been raised out of 150,000 that they want euros for the first vaginal beer, Bottle Instinct. I'm glad they didn't say Bottled Incest because that would just make me lose it right there. Bottled Instinct. Yes, folks, we are talking about a vaginal scented or something beer. Imagine a woman of your dreams or your object of desire. Well, I'm getting married, so I already have the woman of my dreams, and she is the object of my desire. Her charm, her sensuality, her passion. Try her taste, feel her smell, hear her voice. That's getting a little personal, and I'm not willing to go into that. Imagine her massaging you passionately and whispering into your ear everything you want. She does. Sorry, she does. Now free your fantasies and imagine that with a magic wand, you can close in one bottle of beer. Close it in one bottle of beer. No, just no. That's ruining the beer right there. No offense, ladies, but that's where I draw the line. The golden drink brewed with her lure, graced and flavored with her instincts. It's a good way of putting it, her instincts. No. Imagine the beer of which every sip is a rendezvous with this hot woman of your dreams. She hugs you, kisses you gently, looking straight into your eyes. How much would you give for that beer? None. Absolutely none. That's why I haven't backed this project. Oh, God. I'm going through this. You ready? Let's continue. We, the Order of Yoni, okay, have prepared technology making creation of such unique beer possible. Let your imaginations run wild with that thought. The prepared technology making creation of such unique beer possible. We don't have it yet, but we know how we're going to do it. Beer containing a quintessence of femininity. No, just no. The technology enabling, materializing her loveliness, gracefulness, and character. And I am horrible at reading, as you found out. Giving you the possibility of conversation of tasty beer into a date with a real goddess. Hey, Jim, I got myself some beer. I got some pussy juice in there, too. You want to try it? She's a hottie, redhead, brunette, blonde. I don't know. They say that she's real good looking. All looks good. She smells like a bear. I kind of want her now because she smells like a bear. Let's have some. Cheers. It tastes horrible. Really, just no. You know, if you people are that desperate to have a date with a goddess that you have to have her vagina excretions, loveliness, whatever else in the beer. And obviously 56 of you really think that's a good idea. No, just no, guys. Really, no. I mean, I'm looking at a picture of panties covering a beer and a stout beside it. How do I know it's a stout? It's a dark beer. At least I hope that's a dark beer and not something else in there. Just saying. Just saying. The secret of the beer lies in her vagina. Keep going. I'm going to keep going. Here we go. Using high-tech microbiology, we isolate, examine, and prepare lactic acid bacteria from the vagina, yeast, of a unique woman. Okay, they've got unique woman highlighted, and really, unique woman, you click on it, and they've got a model. Not one, but a model. So a model has actually agreed to put her juice in a beer. I wonder how much they said they're going to pay her. Bet you that $150,000, at least $75,000 goes to her for actually saying yes. The bacteria, the bacteria Labugus, and I can't even pronounce that. I'm not even going to try and do it. Transfers women's features, allure, grace, glamour, and her instincts into beers. How do you transfer the instincts Okay, the instinct is, I want to put my vagina juice in there. And I'm really sorry for the person that I am mocking right now because she agreed to this or they agreed to this. But what are you thinking? Really? And other products, turning them into a dance with a lovely angel. You've got to have a huge imagination for this. Huge. Absolutely massive. She's beautiful. Not going to deny that. She's beautiful, but why? Why do you... The Order of Yanni sounds as well as a cult. Please understand, I am by no means knowing what these people do or anything else like that, but we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of this. The crucial part of this product is to endure the safety of the product. The procedures of isolation and preparation prevent other bacteria and viruses from surviving, providing the final product clean and healthy. In addition, we examine the final product on presence of other viruses and bacteria. The findings will be published on our website to make you completely sure it's healthy. Now, let's talk about doctoring documents. A lot of people have done this in the past. They've doctored documents just to make sure it looks good, healthy, and safe. And by God, by God, I just don't know. I don't fucking know. Sorry, looking at the chat here, I'm finally catching up with it because I've been reading it. But yeah, so I'm gonna read the safety here. Okay, let's go through the safety because the safety is highlighted too. So the safety of the product. Open link and new tab. Yeah. Okay, so it's pretty much saying, yeah, it's pretty much saying the same thing. We're gonna make sure that it's healthy, and we're gonna publish the stuff in here. As for that condom comment, bravo, absolutely bravo. I hope it's not a condom. It's just, ew. Here's my diaphragm that I pulled out of my vagina. I kind of got a little wet, so here you go. Examine it, put my essence in there, and we'll go from there. Ew! I just can't. I honestly can't. Like, this is something I never, ever thought I'd see. Financial goal. So they're going to talk about the financial goal of 150,000 euros, 6 batches of CA dot. Now this is also in Europe, so I'm not quite sure what CA dot stands for. 16,600 beers each. That's a lot of juice. Just throwing it out there. Of course, it doesn't have to be that much. They can throw in a couple of droplets in there and say, we've got it covered for everybody. But, ew, just no, just ew. They've got the different goals and everything. I can't explain how much this bugs the shit out of me. I really can't, because this actually is kind of really gross. Stag semen is starting to sound good compared to this. That's how gross this is. Perks. Let's talk about perks, okay? We have prepared many great perks, including beers and gadgets. Beers are only for the European contributors. So anywhere else, you cannot get this beer because they cannot ship it out, because I bet you anything, the health and safety acts of each country is going, no, no, just no, keep that shit out of our fucking country. We would also like to offer beers to the donors from other countries, but it depends on potential cooperation with importers from those countries and the laws that the countries have. That's why we highly encourage importers and distributors from other lands to rate us on distribution@orderyanni.com. I want to know how many distributors from the States and Canada actually wrote them going, hey, this sounds like a marvelous idea. We'd like to have this in our products. No. No, because they would be chastised and shut down so quickly. Just throwing that out there. We find an importer in such countries like USA, there we go, or Japan. Do I really have to mention how kinky Japan can really be? They might actually go for this shit. There is some very interesting things that come out of Japan. This might be one of them. We will inform you immediately that you can choose the beer in a safe way with discretion. We would be very glad if you can put a positive pressure on importers by asking them or distributors, beer stores, /restaurants, /club owners, /reviewers, /etc. to import our beer to or even contribute us. That's a review I will never, ever do. Ever. No. Bad. Okay. All right. And they've got different perks here of what you can buy and everything else. Beers will be delivered with in the EU between 2 to 3 months. So they got to culture the yeast and everything else. Oh God, I said I cannot drink a beer without, like, if I had something like this, and I know that yeast goes into a lot of beers, I would not be able to drink it because I know there is certain bodily functions that cause yeast infections. This being one of them. Men get it too. Don't get me wrong, men get it too. But really, in a safe and harmless way. Do you have scientists working on this? Do you have doctors working on this? Do you know what to look for under a microscope when you're looking for cultures from a vagina? There are hidden, and I'm calling this right now, there are hidden viruses that don't show up until they manifest after a little while. STDs are like that. You don't know you have an STD right away. It'd be like, I just slept with a woman and I know I've got chlamydia. No, you don't. You won't know until it actually manifests into something where you be able to see it. I could be wrong because I'm not a scientist. I'm sorry, but there are some things out there that do take a while to culture. Let's put it that way, to culture. And when they do, they probably already bypassed everything else like that. You're not going to spend, if you get huge orders on this, massive orders on this, and it actually takes off, which I'm glad it's not. But if it actually takes off, you have to catch up with supply and demand, meaning your safety is going to take a hit. You've got to get these stuff out as soon as possible because people are going to start to bitch. They want their vagina beer. That being said, I don't trust this product. Never have, never will. Besides beers, we have many gadgets. Yeah, okay. See, the gadgets I buy a cufflink, but I wouldn't buy the beer. You also do collection points. But this is the thing. This is a new start of what they're doing. And I want to name off all the beers that they have, okay? This is where I think I've lost it in just retrospect. I know Europe's fucked up at times. This is a thing here. So we've got the BDSM ale. Sour ale. sour ale, I'll let you think about that for a second, made with smoked plums and vaginal lactic acid bacteria of redhead or brunette model. I'm going to let you have that soak in for a second. Ready? Let's continue. Blonde ale made with wheat malt, saffron, and edible gold. Now, edible gold is a big thing that's going on. Vodka's got it. Some beers have it. Some champagnes have it. I don't think it's quite safe for you, but, you know, why not? Let shit sparkles. With vaginal lactate and acid bacteria of a blonde-haired model or celebrity. Porn star. Cheers. Aphrodisia dinosa. Once again, I'm horrible. Wheat ale made with ancient strains of wheat, grape, and grape juice. And probably some sort of vagina juice from someone else that they can't mention. I don't know, because it doesn't have it here. Mona Lisa, a brown sour ale, again, sour, I'll let you think about that, with wooden chips. The tribute to the famous piece of art, which is the Mona Lisa. ISIS. Wait, what? Yeah, no, that's ISIS. Or that's Lisis? No, that's ISIS. That looks like an I to me. ISIS. Yes, folks, ISIS. ISIS. Sour ancient wheat ale with roses. And I just think Bon Jovi there, lay you down on a bed of roses. Just me. Cleopatra. Milk stout regarding to Cleopatra's milk baths. And Lady Godiva, sour ale with English hops. And many, many other great beers based on anime, history, modern culture, etc., with other beautiful models. I don't think half these people would be paid enough to do this. Really, really. Production of the beer highly depends on your current contributions and making the whole action viral. I don't think you should have used the word viral. Just putting that out there right now. Also, we would like to produce other yoni products, drinks, libido drinks, kefirs, and ready for this? Yogurts. We count on you. We also count our website. You also visit our website in the following languages. So they cover German, French, Japanese, Spanish. So for the 56 of you, again, my question is, why and why the fuck? I honestly could just, really, I'm done. That's. When I saw it a few days ago, I guess a few weeks ago when it first came out, there was actually no one that contributed into 7 days in it, then one contributor. Now, with this, that's gone viral, and it really did, and I'm using that term because it did go viral, even though it's a bad choice of words on their half when you're talking about vagina juice. It was something else. It really was, because now with that going viral, there's only 56 contributors, which is a good thing because 150,000 euros to make vagina beer, no. Just that almost crosses the line. That really almost crosses the line. But that's just my opinion. I found it funny just the way they worded everything, because all the jokes you can make out of all that stuff. And again, For the models that have agreed to do this, I'm not mocking you. It's something that you wanted to do. You feel safe and comfortable with your body in order to do this. Totally get that. Understandable. But really, vagina juice, vagina beer. But why? So yeah, folks, honestly, I had to bring that up. I was going to bring it up a while ago, and I didn't have time. So I'm bringing it up now, and I'm really sorry. It's just one of those things where you look at it and you go, why? Honestly, what do you get out of that? Aside, like there might be some people that I wouldn't say desperate, but willing to do it because could be classed as a fetish. And they say they know what they're getting into, but again, things can be doctored. But no, just no. The laws of Europe are a little bit more lax than the laws for this kind of stuff than the laws in Canada, United States, and some other places. And I just couldn't. I honestly couldn't see it going anywhere, and I'm glad it's not. I really am glad it's not. This is one of those ones where the crowdfunding is failing, and I'm very glad for this because of the fact that this will be a game changer in the world of craft beer, for one, and for two, craft beer does not need that. They really do not. They don't need that kind of, I can't say crap because they just don't need that. So yeah, I really wanted to bring that up. I'm sorry for the rant on it, 20 minutes worth. But you understand, I had to do something like that. The Stag Steamin' beer, had to do something like that. It's stuff that you don't think you would drink. But here you are seeing this. And it's not a joke. No April Fool's joke, because that's also what it was partially thought it was an April Fool's joke. So this is back in just before the beginning of April that I saw this. But it's not. But yeah, folks, honestly, that is disgusting. This is good. This is actually a really decent beer, and I should be drinking this faster. However, I just like to say that I'm going to try and get more stuff done. Like I said, I've got stuff coming out, but you'll have to bear with me. So 2 weeks from now, I'm not going to be doing anything in the way of booze-related stuff because of the fact that I really need to get, well, I'm taking my 4 days and going to the Comic Expo. I will try to. I don't know if I can swing or mesh it in somehow. Like I said, I might be able to use something in the way of my flasks. I got this last year, and actually I want to pick up more flasks. There's going to be a stand that is selling these flasks again. I can't remember the name offhand, but I want to get some more. There's a Doctor Who one I want. I've got a Doctor Who glass that I use for my beer reviews. These guys are pretty decent. I'll try and see if I can find them again and pimp them out. But yeah, overall, I will hopefully get episode 100 out soon. May 14th, I'm hoping for a film date. If not, I'm going to have to rework the script somehow with people that can't make it or anything else like that. It is really tough trying to get at least 5 people, and that's how many I've got, to show up. One of them I know is not going to be a no-show. Another one, I know he's got stuff to do. Another one has... Everyone's got things to do, and it's hard to get everybody together, but I'm going to make it my best. I've got these beers I really want to drink, and I really want to drink them soon because I've been dying to drink them, but I can't drink them alone, and I've been saving them for the 100th episode because I promised I would. And one of the guys in Barrie, Ontario sent me something out, and I really want to have it because it sounds so amazingly good. But I have to wait. So May 14th, hopefully we will get all the filming done. I will hopefully have it out at the end of May. Even if I have to swing something to get everybody together. Aside from that, folks, I've rambled on for almost an hour here. I should probably get going. I've got another review I have to do with the Brew Brothers. I want to get stuff put up, so look for another 2 more beers by the barbecue coming up. One of them I'll be uploading very shortly after this broadcast. The other one I'll be recording today with the food I've got coming up. It's now pretty much marinating. It's more meat. And I've got, like I said, the Brew Brothers stuff. That's going to be a little bit slower coming out, but hopefully I'll get one out today or tomorrow, or at least next week sometime. Tomorrow I'm completely busy. I am not allowed touching anything to do with my computer, and I fully understand it's family time. And aside from that, folks, thank you. Thank you again. Thank you for joining me. And to Kevin, thank you for the beer. I can't wait to see more Victory coming up to Canada. I would love to see this stuff come up. It's going to be expensive as hell again, but it might be worth it just to see what else they come up with. I got to check out Victory some more. So until then, folks, cheers. Stay frosty. And we'll see you real soon. And for the one person watching, I hope I didn't gross you out too much. Thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon.